The debate's over and it's time for the candidates to reflect on their performances.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
Guys.
When we were given the facts and Quincy was given his facts, it was a bit complicated because it's hard to take it in while you're arguing at the same time.
Both of you stuck to your point, and when I was speaking to you, you didn't show that you were listening. It looked more natural. And
we didn't get at up like Amadip did. He sort of like...
He was getting angry.
He was passionate, but he kept going...
Yeah.
But they're not deciding. The studio crew are.
If you thought the Green Tea were more convincing in their argument against the Mosquito, please show your hands.
That's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hands up.
If
Now
you thought the
we have
Purple Team were more convincing in their argument for the Mosquito, please show your hands.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just there to the purple team.
And it's victory for Jack's purple team, who goes straight to mix with the stars at Madame Two Swords.
There's one of you over there.
But for Izzy's team, it's time to face the elimination.
I'm really scared because Jonathan is so scary. It's like... I'm just dreading it, to be honest.
Well, it's my 3rd time now, so anxious, yeah. I know, you sort of know what to expect, but you don't know what Jonathan's going to say to you.
Facing Jonathan Dimbleby once again, 3rd time. But, yeah, hopefully I'll do well.
First thing is, it was very close. Second thing is, you know how absolutely vital it is, if you're going to be a leader in public life, to be able to perform in a television studio, to stand up to an interview, to say what you want to say in a way that will persuade the viewer. So, team leader, Izzy, why do you think they got it and your team didn't?
Well, I know that me and Amadip had worked out this method so we wouldn't talk at the same time, but it didn't work, so we were like, we both wanted to say the same thing at once, so we were waiting for the other person to say it.
Judah was very good at the way he was telling us to say things, but we didn't know who was supposed to say it.
That means that the two of you couldn't adapt to an unexpected situation quite well enough, doesn't it? Tudor, do you think you got it wrong at all?
No, because we all agreed that I would just say short, snappy things, and I did that, and I don't think I could have done any more.
Tudor, I actually thought that you did well in the succinct way in which you said, raise this issue and raise that issue.
Thank you.
There was one issue that you did raise, which was important, of police presence. Mm. And you said it 2 or 3 times at a key moment in the interview. Mm. Neither of you picked up on that.
It's quite complicated trying to, like, because you're listening to something, I'm not, like, saying that, but you're trying to follow the conversation because you don't just want to drop things in that are completely, you know, not relevant. Yeah. So we're trying to follow it and trying to argue our case.
I don't think that the reason why you lost it today was because of the fact that Tudor, you think, didn't deliver as you'd like to have done it. It was down to in the end, to the performance of you two as leaders. Tudor, you're safe, so you can leave. Amadi, I don't think you marshalled your arguments very well. I think you were sometimes quite muddled. You hadn't worked out which were the most important points and what was the best order to put them in. What was the strongest point you had on your side?
My strongest point was probably that it's more expensive to advertise and stuff for it than to have youth camps and stuff.
You see, a leader who's really thought it through, and you should have done, would know that the strongest argument was not practical arguments about the cost of it, because that just suggests, well, I'd be in favour of it if it was cheaper to have the Mosquito. Your strongest argument was without doubt saying, why is this being done to kids? Kids have rights too. But you didn't bring that in until the very end.
We didn't mention it as such because we did
You
actually...
didn't mention his strongest argument, is it? As it happens, I thought you led quite well what I saw. And I think in the studio you were calm, you were measured, and I've seen you improving a lot. Amity, I know that you did a very good job in the preparation of this as well. But it is, in this test of leadership, it is the skill in delivering, in persuading the viewer that you're in command of your information and that you can be trusted by the viewer to carry out whatever the policy is. I'd like to be able to keep you both, to be honest, for longer. But, Amity, your campaign's over.
I think that was the wrong decision, personally. I don't think I should have gone just yet.
You are not making the decisions, Amity. I am.
I understand that, but I think I showed more leadership skills than Izzy did, and I think I tried my best and gave it 110%.
There's another test of leadership, and I think you've got a lot of leadership potential in you, and that's you take a decision that you don't like and you live with it. Okay? You can both go. Amadee's really good, you know, he's a really bright guy, and he's going to go a long way. He just, on this occasion, wasn't performing quite as well, and I think he contributed to losing the case.
Amity, I'm so sorry. It's okay. I know how much it meant to you. Give me a hug. But you were truly magnificent. You were brilliant. But ultimately, you don't think you should be in this position now, do you?
I think, if I'm honest, that I don't think I should have gone, but you can't live in the past, you've got to just move on.
Because it's hard to be thrust into an environment with different characters.
Very hard, because you're all from different places, there's friction, but we worked together and we got over that friction. And obviously there's always going to be people who don't like you and you don't like, so that's just what happens in the room.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to miss you. Okay?
Yeah, I'm going to miss you too.
Well done.
Amadeep's the 5th candidate to leave the election house. Next week, the Ken Livingstone Wee Wee test flushes out their campaigning skills. And it gets very messy when they have to invent a new fair trade chocolate bar.
That's disgusting.
Eventually, one of the losing team has to go.
Your campaign's over.